Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad, I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door, can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
This is Umar Ahmed for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Never thought I'd be interviewing Adam Smith on the Tower Bridge, but it's happening.
At the moment we go under Tower Bridge, Umar, you have me and I have you. It's a match made in heaven, isn't it? As we, this is fantastic, absolutely brilliant. You know, I've lived in London all my life, and I said to my kids, you know, we've got to do this sort of stuff. Get on boats, see this city. It's just such a fantastic, wonderful capital. It's a brilliant place. We've got Benga here under Tower Bridge, my man Benga. Isn't it brilliant? On a boat.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing next.
Not even hyping up Saturday night. It doesn't need any hype, Umar. It is one of the greatest sporting nights we will ever see at the O2. First time ever, an all-female card, and I cannot wait for it. It's the culmination of so much hard work from so many great women over the years, and everyone at Sky are delighted. We've been right behind the ascent of women's boxing, and as Big Mo, you can hear him all over the country, I think, bringing Michaela Mayer into the ring. Michaela Mayer with Spice Up Your Life on the back of it. Well, she's wonderful, Michaela. She's been over commentating with us. It's fantastic that Top Rank are involved in this. It's fantastic that Matchroom are with Alicia Baumgartner after everything Matchroom have done for women's boxing with Katie and Chantel and Terry and all of their ladies. It's brilliant. And Boxer have got this great night and this great showcase on Sky Sports. Really important for us to have it free to air, not to have it on box office, so that the casual fans can come in and everybody gets to see this, because it's about time, Umar, that this is happening. It's a phenomenal top of the bill Shields Marshall. It's a brilliant co-main event with Mayer and Baumgartner, and to have Lauren and Caris and Caroline and Shannon and Ebony and all the fantastic young women prospects on. And look, all the city workers, everyone's coming out at Tower Bridge. They can see the boat. It's brilliant. It's a great week for us. It's a pivotal moment, I think, for women's sport on Saturday. We've had the Lionesses. I watched England last night and saw Nikita Paris, Tasha's sister, score for England. And after Tasha Jonas's brilliant performance last Saturday in Liverpool, wonderful hors d'oeuvre to what, Umar, I think will be a fabulous night on Saturday, and I think it will live up to all the hype, and it will deliver. It will really deliver.
Adam, I know when you were in Matchroom, there was a certain amount of pay-per-views that Sky had to do in a quota in a certain year. So is that the same with Boxer? Because this could have arguably gone on pay-per-view.
There's not a quota, there's not a number. There's always a sort of feeling of when we should go with a box office event. And obviously the huge nights of where it's really financially difficult, sometimes you have to go box office. There's been times in the past, I think, where we've got it absolutely spot on. And there's been times maybe that one or two, I don't know how many we've done now, 100, 120, that possibly maybe we shouldn't have gone on the box office channel, but every time is a different time, and we look at it and we think, is this right to do on box office? Is it right for the business? Is it right, most importantly, for our Sky customers? And I think we delivered a huge amount of great box office nights over the years, you know, with Matchroom, with Frank, with everybody, and I think it's been a fantastic platform since back in 1996 when Frank Bruno fought Mike Tyson. But we are all about Sky Sports too, and all our channels. And I think what we've shown this year with the likes of Eubank and Williams and Taylor Catchwell being on Sky Sports and not on box office. Yes, we had Khan Brook on box office. Yes, we had Usyk and AJ too on box office. This one we wanted to put on Sky Sports. It was really important for us as we've seen the development of women's sport in all the sports, in netball, in golf, in cricket, in rugby, in football. I think it's been fantastic, and this was our chance. And everybody deserves credit, you know, from Eddie Hearn and Matchroom to Ben and Boxer to Todd and Bob and everyone at Top Rank. Everyone deserves credit for getting this card together, but also of what everybody's done for women's boxing in the last few years. Jane Couch, the pioneer, You know, we were very close to her in the early days of Sky, but the matches weren't as good. The time wasn't quite right. She was almost ahead of her time, Jane, but an amazing pioneer for women's boxing. Katie Taylor, the flag bearer for Ireland at the Olympics. Nicola Adams, who's going to be part of our broadcast team on Saturday, what she did in 2012. And of course, Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall and Tasha Jonas and Chantal and Terry and everybody that's come through has been brilliant. There'll never be another Katie Taylor. She's a phenomenon. She's a special fighter, a special woman, an Irish icon. But, you know, Natasha Jonas is now really coming to the fold. Savannah Marshall having the time of her life as a world champion. Clarissa, the GWOAT, what she's doing in America, you know, and as Serena bows out and all the brilliant stuff she's done in the tennis world. Maybe Clarissa can go on and transcend the sport in America. We hope Caroline Dubois and Lauren Price and Caris Ardingstall can do that here in Britain. But I tell you what, there's an opportunity now for the female fighters to shine. It's brilliant, and Michaela and Clarissa and Alicia and Savannah, they just can't wait for this night. And everybody on the card is proud to be on it. So I think it's a great lot of work that's been done behind the scenes, but these women deserve so much credit for battling on and sticking to their dreams, and now they are being rewarded financially, commercially, with a showcase, with a platform. I just think it's brilliant, and I'm hoping that there'll be a massive mix on Saturday night, that there'll be all the best men fighters in the world, all the best female fighters. There'll be a cross mix. We'll have the Lionesses there. Everybody's welcome on Saturday night. We want the O2 banged out. We want everybody who can't get there to watch it on Sky. We want this to be a pivotal moment for sport, and I think it will be.
Well, tune into Sky Sports this Saturday for a all-female card, topped by, of course, Shields and Marshall. Adam, just want to get your reaction to talks between Fury and Joshua. We know George Warren, Frank Warren's son, and Eddie Hearn have had conversations in the last 48 hours about that fight with a 60-40 split. Yeah, your reaction?
I'm really excited that they're actually talking. I think it's brilliant. I wanted to see Anthony Joshua in the ring with Tyson Fury. I'm glancing at Benga, who I want to word with in a minute, AJ's cousin. I'm sure he has always wanted to see Anthony and Tyson fight. It's a funny business, isn't it? And it's a business where too many fights don't get made over the years. We've got a fight on Saturday night that's taken 10 years to make. We've seen fights like Mayweather-Pacquiao that took 5 years to make. We've seen fights that don't get made, like Lewis and Bowe, like Hatton and Witter, like Calzaghe and Froch. Too many to list. I'd love to see Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight. It's not even going to be on Sky. I don't care. I want as a fan to see it happen. And AJ was really good out in the Middle East, in Saudi. He performed brilliantly against Alexander Usyk. He didn't win it that night. Usyk is a special fighter. Usyk deserved to retain his titles. And it looked like Anthony would go back and maybe have another fight at the O2. It depends, isn't it? It's up to AJ's team and how they want to bring him back. Do they want to give him an easier fight night to ease him back, or do they want to just take the risk and roll the dice? Tyson's opened the door. He needs an opponent. I would love to see this fight happen before Christmas. I really would. If it's 60-40, whatever the money side is, and obviously, you know, they're going to get well paid for this. But I think for the good of British boxing, for the good of British sport, I'd love to see that fight made, and I'd love to tune in on whatever channel it is.
In terms of Anthony Joshua, has there been any indication from Sky Sports box office how that performed, his rematch with Alexander Usyk? Yeah,
we're really pleased. Obviously the numbers are still being counted, and I don't have that information, and there's other people in the business who take care of that. But we're pleased. It made a good statement. It was fantastic to get that fight. We want to deliver the best box office nights to our customers, and obviously we've had every Anthony Joshua fight since he turned professional, and a great deal of Alexander Usyk's in recent times. It was a brilliant fight. It was a great night, and Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua dished up another really good fight for the heavyweight world. Usyk retained his titles. He now goes on, and maybe he'll fight for the undisputed, but possibly there'll be another one in the way first. So look, Anthony Joshua is part of Sky's furniture, always will be. We're proud of all the work we have. I love Anthony Joshua as a friend, as a fighter, and I wish him the very best. Likewise, I was lucky enough to work on Tyson Fury and Dillian White. I have so much respect for all these guys. I was with Dillian White on Saturday night at the Merseyside, or Saturday afternoon at the Merseyside Derby. I have so much respect for these heavyweights. We've worked a lot with them. Tyson Fury stands on top of the world. Alexander Usyk is arguably the pound-for-pound king, or one of them. We're going to see that fight at some point, but while we're waiting for it, why don't we get the Joshua fight? We've got Parker and Joyce made. That's on BT. We've allowed Joe Parker to go and fight on BT. I think that's great for the business. Just have to be careful of some of the equipment here on this windy day on the Thames. But yeah, I just think the more matches that are made, isn't it great that Eddie and Matchroom are involved, that Top Rank are involved in this boxer night, and it's terrific. I want to see that fight made. Obviously, there's a lot of red tape, you know that. Financial demands, there's going to be broadcasting issues with DAZN and BT. But from a fan point of view, I'd love to see that fight happen. Of course, my dream would be to have it on Sky Sports box office, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I just want to see it happen. I'm a fight fan.
Last one, Adam, you were very honest after the card on Saturday in your reaction to some of the matchmaking, especially with Fraser and Liam. Now reflecting on it a couple of days after, how do we ensure with Boxer that we don't get that same situation again?
Yeah, Liverpool was a very mixed bag. We had a terrific fight between Tasha and Patricia, which was great. Adam Azim was electric, but he needs to be stepped up, definitely. And there was a good British title fight. I was very disappointed at the ending of Liam Smith's fight. Marquinhos seemed to be in it, and that was very unsatisfactory. We can't let that happen again. And as for Fraser's opponent, you know, on paper is one thing, but once you see someone at the weigh-in who weighs 4 stone less, yeah, I mean, look, it was a mistake. It was bad for everybody. Most importantly, the fighters. Fraser and Liam are our fighters. They were very disappointed. I had a chat with Fraser afterwards, and he wants better, and he's going to get better. And that's up to me from a broadcasting point of view, and up to Ben from a promotional point of view to make sure that happens. Rest assured that will happen. Fraser will be moved seriously up, and he needs to be. I thought Spencer Fearon made a really good point, actually. The fact that we should look at the way Joe Joyce's career was dealt with in the early days. You know, he was in with tough fighters straight away, and it's very difficult because you've got to match these elite Olympians, elite amateurs, and it's tough because you want to get a move on, but they've also got to learn their education, and it's tough to match them because I don't think a lot of people want to be bashed up by Fraser Clark. However, we can't have what we had on Saturday night. Fraser came up to me after, he said that was dangerous what happened, and I said, yeah, look, just stick with us. Obviously, there'll be internal investigations. You know, I'm not pointing the finger. The finger is with us. It's Boxer and Sky. But, you know, Ben promoted the show. You know, I'm responsible for what goes on for Sky. And he was disappointed. He was gutted. And gutted for his pundits and you know, the fans that came on the night. And I was gutted from the customer's point of view. We did get some great stuff in Liverpool too, but those things we want to make sure that they don't happen again, and we'll make sure and work very hard. We're both very passionate about this sport. We love fighters, and we love to put on great nights. And when there's mistakes and when things go wrong, we look at it, we deal with it behind closed doors, and we'll make sure we come back better from it. And what a way to come back with this Saturday night, the standout card of the year. Savannah and Clarissa with an absolute humdinger of a fight which has got everything. History, needle, rivalry, unbeaten fights, undisputed belts, treasure on the line. It's a wonderful matchup. So too, the unification at super featherweight between Michaela and Alicia. That's another barn burner. It's a terrific night for boxing, period, not just women's boxing. So I think it's the way to bounce back from Liverpool, come back with a bang. But yes, we'll be making sure, and I will be honest with you, Umar, it wasn't good enough. And I think that Fraser and Adam will be stepped up seriously. And I walked out the arena with Liam Smith and I said, Liam, you have my word, you'll be in a big fight next time out, and I will make sure that that happens.
Appreciate your time, Adam. We'll see you tomorrow at the press conference, all right? Thank you very much.
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door. You coming in?
One hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.